Hey nerds, today I'm going to be taking a look at a computer keyboard I've been using on my main computer as the keyboard for a month now, and I love this thing. This is the Lenovo Thinkpad USB keyboard, and it's great for two reasons. The first is that it has the famous Thinkpad pointing stick, even though you can use a mouse with it, of course, like I do. And the other reason this keyboard's good is it's not just a laptop keyboard brought to the desktop, but it's one of the best laptop keyboards on the desktop. And the best part is it is very quiet compared to a mechanical keyboard. I mean, it might sound loud in video, but in real life, it's just like using a laptop keyboard. Which is nice because, if you've got, how mechanical keyboards are, right? They're very noisy, or they can be, and everybody's like, why is your keyboard making noise? Because to a lot of people, if there's even a little bit of noise, it's the loudest thing ever. Well, this is a great keyboard for that situation because it's very quiet, and it's not a crappy rubber dome either. It's a scissor switch ThinkPad keyboard, straight out of the ThinkPad line. It even has the FN key, and some ThinkPad specific keys like brightness, Wi-Fi switch, what else is there? There's the Wi-Fi switch, brightness, there's the Windows 8 gear and search keys, and there's even a microphone off key. These things came straight out of the ThinkPad line. They pulled a keyboard right from a ThinkPad line, slapped it in a USB enclosure, bam, ThinkPad USB keyboard. No nonsense, no gimmicks, just a plain laptop keyboard in a enclosure, because that's what this is. Let's flip it around. So the ThinkPad USB keyboard, or as it's called, let me zoom in on here, KU-1255, and it actually says when this keyboard was made as well, so 2025-13. This was like a few days after I placed my order on Lenovo's site, so they actually, it seemed like they were making these to order, if you know what I mean. So Lenovo KU-1255, or part number 03X8715, they still use FRUPNs, by the way. This is a keyboard designed and made by Lenovo. So if you don't know the whole story with Lenovo, you probably do by now, but basically they bought IBM's PC divisions, essentially the ThinkCenter, the ThinkPad. They bought their PC division, and what happened was Lenovo, this Chinese company, now had an entry into the US market. Of course, just like IBM was back in the day, they're still like the third top selling compared to HP and Dell, but they've made their way into the consumer market, and now if you go into a Best Buy or Walmart, you can find Lenovo laptops for sale. So the bottom of the keyboard, nothing worth writing home about, but it does have a detachable cable like a lot of high-end mechanical keyboards do these days. So you just pull it out, and you've got your micro USB connector, which was the standard in phones for years, but now they've gone to USB-C. But lots of cheap Chinese devices still use this connector. But as you can see here, I'll just lift it up to show you. See? It's got a detachable cable, even though it comes with a nice, decent USB micro cable. Alright, I'm gonna plug this back in. A little hard to do with one hand on the camera, but I'll line it. Yep. Back in. So Lenovo. So because this is a keyboard copied straight out of the ThinkPad line, literally, this keyboard has a few interesting quirks. So there is no caps lock light, there is no num lock light, and in fact, if you were even to get num lock on this keyboard, I think you would have to, you'd have to hold two keys anyway, but a lot of modern laptop keyboards, if they don't have a numpad, they don't have num lock. And this is no exception. It does not have num lock or scroll lock. In fact, one complaint some people might have is that there's no scroll lock, sysrq key, etc. But this was made for a business laptop, and so it lacks those keys because, you know, business laptop owners, they're going to be writing Word documents on it, browsing Facebook, LinkedIn, doing work stuff, and you don't need that key for it. So they dropped them on this. But you do have your home and insert delete, and then right here you've got your page up, page down, which I actually like the placement of those keys next to the arrow keys. It makes a lot of sense. Some people don't like it, but it really makes a lot of sense, actually. So, and then of course you've got your ThinkPad pointing stick here, which is exactly the same as it is on a ThinkPad laptop. The same one you know and love from the ThinkPad line, except it's on a desktop keyboard. And you've got the same classic ThinkPad scissor switch keys, though it has the new layout. There were actually some made with the old layout, but they don't make them anymore, and they're kind of hard to find. I'm going to try zooming in on here. Yep, they're the same old. You can't see it very well, but they're scissor switches. And there's a little bit of dust on here. But, I mean, I always dust it off. It's just my room gets dusty. But anyway, so this has the nice feel of Lenovo Thinkpad keys, or well, business laptop keys, really. These aren't the flimsy laptop keyboards you find in Apple or cheap consumer laptops. These are ThinkPad keys. And what do you know? They're great. So I've got the keyboard hooked into a KVM, hooked up to this Lenovo ThinkCenter, because why not? And I'm going to point out with the ThinkCenter that it's a nice computer, of course. I got Linux on it and all. But I'm going to point out with this keyboard that it is compatible with a bunch of systems. I've actually used this on an MDD G4 as well. So that's nice. I've used it on the MDD G4, and I've used it on the ThinkCenter, and also another Windows/Linux computer. But this works nice. I mean, you can, I've got a CRT, sorry, but as you can see, it's just like a ThinkPad. Just like a ThinkPad. You move this around, and if you want to scroll, you can hold the middle. It's just like a ThinkPad. Which is great because it makes using this just like a ThinkPad if you don't want to use a mouse or have room for a mouse. But even if you want to use a mouse, it doesn't conflict with it because it basically shows up to the PC as a USB hub or something with a keyboard and a mouse plugged in. So it's got universal OS support. And of course, typing on it is pretty great as well. Sorry about the CRT flicker. Alright, let me show you what it's like typing on here. Alright, so I'm going to type something up. Alright, so as you can see, this keyboard is pretty good to type on. And not only that, but let me tell you the fun part. This keyboard only costs around $50. Maybe like $52, close enough, but it's like $50 for this keyboard. Not a lot of money. It's not loud at all, and you can have the quality ThinkPad typing experience on any computer you want. So, what are you waiting for? This is a great keyboard. It really is worth the money, and it's cheaper than some eBay scalper from China trying to sell you the same thing. I mean, it even ships from Hong Kong anyway, from Lenovo, but some resellers like CDW have US stock for more money, but $50 straight from Lenovo, not a bad keyboard. The only issue is I had to wait like a few weeks for it to actually ship, but other than that, it's a great keyboard. Great in your setup with your CRT, your programming books, and your Lenovo desktop. So yeah, what else can I say? This is good. I'd recommend this keyboard easily. So what else can I say? Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more videos like this on tech.